Hi, I'm Lee Dixon with I Am Player for Arsenal Avenue.
Our first question is from Matthew Hutchinson, who asks, what kind of player do you think is missing from the Arsenal squad?
I think a big character. Firstly, I think somebody who maybe can take some of the responsibility of the team on his shoulders, regardless of how he's playing as an individual. A willingness to put himself on the line. Somebody who's got a burning desire to win, and I think it goes beyond just one player. I think that there are a few of those type. I think it's more of a character thing than an actual the ability of the player. Obviously, he's going to be a good player if he signs for Arsenal, but I think they need a few leaders on the pitch. Somebody like a Scott Parker who can share the workload with the other midfield players, a commanding centre half that is dominant in the defensive third of the pitch, certainly from headers. We've seen their problems with their set pieces this season. Somebody who takes control, attacks the ball, leads by example in that respect. So, and I think they need another striker. So, apart from that, they're not far off. I don't think it's not major surgery. It's just a little bit of surgery under a slight general anaesthetic. If you get my meaning.
I do. It's that spine in the team, isn't it? It's interesting how you talk about the character of the players more so than specific positions. You think?
Yeah, I think the mentality of the team when they haven't got the ball is something that needs to be changed. I think if you look at Arsenal playing in their free flowing football, and then watch Barcelona, and you go, they played very similar ways, lots of passing. Barcelona a bit more direct around the goal, and sometimes Arsenal have been accused of not shooting when they get close to the goal, trying to score the perfect goal. But lots of similarities. You take both teams when they haven't got the ball, like chalk and cheese. One team has a set plan how to chase the ball down in packs early on. Arsenal don't seem to know what to do when they haven't got the ball quickly enough, and so the time lag between them trying to win the ball back for me is too long. And against the top teams, they get hurt. And also they can't defend set pieces, or certainly couldn't do last season. That needs to be addressed.
Barcelona without the ball are amazing. And it's always noticeable because they only don't have the ball for about 20% of most matches as well.
Exactly, so they're as good in that 20%.
They conserve their energy.
The thing is, when they don't have the ball, it becomes noticeable because they normally have it. So you sort of go, oh, they haven't got the ball. And then you see them close down and hunt down, and they win it back so quickly that they're the all-round team, that's for sure.
Away from Arsenal and away from Barcelona, how did you get involved with I Am Player?
Well, I had a call from my agents to see if I wanted to do some filming for a part of the game called Goalmouth, which is a bit of a replica of Match of the Day. So me and Andy Townsend were on there to do some filming to sort of talk about the imaginary player that is I Am Player sitting at home playing on the computer, talk about the season at River Park, and generally give our opinions on bits of the game that were going to be put into the total package. And we had a day's filming, became really good fun doing it, got involved in talking to some of the chaps who had the input on creating the game, which is something I've never seen before, and got involved in that side of it, and hopefully in the future getting my input on my experiences that I had as a player onto the game. And that for me is the exciting bit, to actually get involved in creating something later on in the game, which is it's been great so far, and I've been really interested in that's the technical side of things, which blew me away really when I first saw it.
Were you ever tempted to play abroad? Was
Right.
that something that did you ever have the opportunity to, or was it never on the radar?
No, I never. You play for a team like once I got into the Arsenal team in '88 when I signed. My career was taken up solely concentrating on, that period of my time, and so we were successful. It was hard work, but you're totally consumed by what you're doing, and to look elsewhere, you have to take your eye off the ball. And for me, it wasn't an option to do that. So nobody ever came in and said, "You want to come and play for us in Spain?" Or But now I've finished, I look back and said I would like to have played abroad at some point just to sample a different lifestyle. And I've seen, you know, the English players, some of them go abroad, and not a huge amount of them was successful, but there was the odd one that went abroad and was successful. And I'd like to think I would have enjoyed that period of time, but it never got offered to me. And you don't really want to leave Arsenal when you're there. It's like, why go anywhere else? It was a perfect place for me at the time, and I was quite happy to finish playing at the ripe old age of 38, and by that time nobody wanted me at 38, so maybe Ibiza or something. I can play for Ibiza City or whatever.
Do they have a team?
Well, I just made one up. River Park, Ibiza City.
Lee Dixon, the new chairman of Ibiza City. What is stopping us from winning the league, and why, specifically, why have we imploded in the final quarter of the season for the last 3 years?
Well, that's a good question. What was the first part of that question?
What's stopping us from winning the league?
Right. Keeping the ball out of the net, that kind of helps. And we've not been very good at that over a period of time, especially from set pieces. I think we conceded 50-odd% of our goals last season from set pieces, corners, free kicks. So that has to change. There needs to be a change in mentality on how you defend the box and the penalty area, how they get the ball out, who attacks the ball, and that's not been right, and that needs to change. And that's pretty obvious. And if you look at the stats and see how many times we concede from set pieces, so that needs to change. Whether it's, you know, you need a domineering centre half to actually organise, you need players in the right position, and you need to attack the ball first and foremost. Attack the ball when it comes into the box. We don't have a centre back who does that. And so that's been a problem.
Lee, what was your most memorable moment as an Arsenal player?
Liverpool 89, Anfield, Michael Thomas, last minute, doesn't get any better than that. Next question.
Your pinpoint 60-yard pass as well to Alan Smith.
60, probably about 47, but I'll take 60. More of a hoof up pitch, more than like.